Blondie. Yeah. What's up, guys? It's Lulu Trash here, and today it's been a while, but I'm filming another video, and I'm really happy. It's literally December. I posted a video like 6-ish months ago, and it's just been it hasn't been hectic for me. It's just that I just forgot. Okay, but anyway, here's my dog that you haven't seen in like 6 months. Say hi, Lindy. Okay, anyway, but today in this video, she's gonna sit beside me because she likes my videos. But here's what we're gonna do for this video. Today, I'm going to do 2 things. Today, I'm going to show you the books that I've DNF'd this year, which is 3, that I haven't exactly DNF'd them. There's only one of them in here that I've actually like physically decided to DNF. But the other 2, I just have never gotten around to finishing. So they just kind of sat on my bookshelf for a while. And as well as I'm going to show you my current read that I'm hoping to finish by the end of this year. So let's get into it. So the first book that I DNF'd is, I'm gonna get so much flack for this, but The Book Thief by Marcus Zuzak. This book, I've tried to read it so many times over the years. Like, I'm like, for the past 3-ish years, I've been trying to read this book, like ever since I got it. And I've just never gotten around to finishing it. the part I've always gotten to was like, I've always finished part 1, but I've never gotten over to part 2. And it just never happened. It's so weird. It's so weird. I've just never been able to finish this book. And it makes me sad because I really want to read this book because I've heard such good things about it. And I just don't see a reason why I shouldn't be able to finish this book, but I just haven't been able to finish this damn book. Makes me a little bit mad, but yeah. The next book that I've DNF'd is, this one's gonna get a little bit of flack too. I don't know how much flack this is gonna get, but Empire Storms by Sarah J. Maas. See, what I did this year was, last year for Christmas, I got, Kingdom of Ash. I got that book for Christmas last year. And I decided, hey, this year I'm going to finish this series. Nothing's gonna stop me. And then I got to this book. And then I finished no, that's not what happened. I got to Queen of Shadows. And I read Queen of Shadows, and I absolutely adored it. I love Queen of Shadows so much. That book is like my favorite thing on this planet. It's not that I didn't finish this book, it's that I barely ever even started it. Like, I finished the first chapter, and that was it. And that was it. And then I just decided, and then I fell into like a reading slump of some sort, and it just kind of, yeah. It was really sad too because I was really excited for Kingdom of Ash, because I'm really excited for this book, even though I've already been spoiled on what happens. And I'm really excited to read Kingdom of Ash because I don't know what's gonna happen in that book, and I don't know what's happening in Tower of Dawn either. So I'm really excited about reading those, but I just never got around to it. It's really sad. And then the last book that I DNF'd. Really, this one I actually consciously DNF'd because I felt like I didn't really feel, well, I'm just going to show it to you. 6 of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. It's not that I didn't like this book. No, it's just that at the time, this just didn't fit the criteria of what I was looking for to read at the time. So I just kind of put it on hold. The book is actually pretty good. I got about maybe 100 pages in, and it was actually really good, but I got bored a little bit because it just wasn't what I was looking for to read at the time. You know what I mean? So that's why I put it aside. I decided I would finish it at some point. I decided I would start I would finish the series, read the series at a later date, and it would stay that way. So I wasn't going to force myself to read this book if I knew I wasn't going to enjoy the process of reading it. So that's what I did. And now onto my latest read. If you follow me on Goodreads, I'll put the link in the description. If you follow me on Goodreads, you'll know I've been reading this book for about 2 months. But I'm reading currently The House of the Spirits by Isabel Allende. She is a Spanish author who is regarded as as legendary, as my mother tells me, in the Spanish writing world, I guess. Apparently like a few weeks ago, she did an interview on news with President Obama, well, former President Obama, but and she apparently did the interview with him for that. But this book is about 3 generations of a family. I don't know how I'm supposed to pronounce this family name. Troiba. I'm just gonna pronounce it like that. Of the 3 generations of the Troiba family, where its head patriarch Esteban is a volatile man, but is pretty much tempered by his love for his wife, Clara, who has this interesting connection with the spirit world. And the story is about their daughter, Blanca, who embarks on an affair and has a child out of wedlock. So I haven't gotten to that part yet, but that's what's on the back of this book, in the blurb. It basically gives everything away, essentially. But the thing about this book is that I've been reading it for a while, and it's taking me a while to read because I'm only on chapter 5. This is chapter 5, and I still have about like 200-300 more pages to go. But the thing about this book is that this book has a lot of like deviations from the actual plot line, where the author kind of is going through the main plot of the book, and then once something comes up, and then once an event pops up, she'll go back in time to give context on that, and then blend back into the original plot line. It's a little weird because it feels like all of this context, because she just adds and adds and adds context to events that are happening, and it's just a little bit weird when you read it, because it feels like we're going everywhere. Like, it feels like we're everywhere and nowhere at the same time, and it's a little bit difficult to read, actually. But I think it's interesting simply because of the fact that the eccentricness of the writing style kind of fits in with the eccentricness of the main character, Clara, who is kind of lost in her own little world. She connects with her spirits who tell her like things that are going to happen in the future. Like, they told her of her like the gender, like how many, like that she was having twins and that they were boys. They told her that she was going to get married to her older sister's fiance. They told her all of that, and she can basically tell the future because of these spirits and her connection with the spirit world. But Clara herself is pretty eccentric. She's kind of a little bit, she's lost in her own world in a way that kind of feels like you feel a major detachment from the character itself. Well, mainly because this story is mostly told from her husband's point of view. But you feel a major disconnect from Clara simply because of the fact that she's so lost in her own world, and she rarely makes sense to the reader and anyone else in the story. It's a little bit jarring to read that she's just out of this world. She's kind of otherworldly, and you get that feeling through the writing style of this book. But this author, Isabel Allende, she is one of the best storytellers that I've read that I've read in a while. And I do not say that lightly. The way she adds detail isn't like boringly descriptive. It's more of a you need to know these things as a description to know what's going on in the story, to be able to properly visualize this. She tells stories in the way that back in the day, before like there was any form of writing, that oral tellers would tell the stories of their cultures. And that's what this feels like to me. It's really interesting, really interesting to read. And it's, even though it's a little bit difficult, I think that it's I think that it's a really good rendition, a way to tell a story, even though it's not going to fit with anyone else's with most people's reading taste. And I know that because I was really confused by this too in the beginning, but I just kept reading because it was just that interesting. Like, I was always like, it was that interesting. And I really like this book. This book, even though it takes me forever to read a chapter, like it took me, like I'm pretty sure it took me like the better part of 2 hours to finish one chapter of this book. It was a while. This book is long. The chapters are long. And it's just, but the thing is, I can't really justify DNFing this book because it's just that good. So I'm not going to just throw this aside. I'm going to finish this book by the end of this year, and you're going to see me finish this book. Bye. This book is going to be off my TBR. I promise you that. But anyway, guys, that was the end of Books I've DNF'd, plus me praising and talking about my most current read. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like it and subscribe if you want to see more of my content. I will not be posting weekly, but I will be posting semi-frequently. So if you guys enjoy my content, please subscribe and like my videos. Anyway, guys, I love you, my little Lumas. Bye.